Ciao e bentornati, welcome back to Pillole D'Italiano. Today's episode is episode number 93 and it is entirely dedicated to how Italians say to miss. Because we actually have two verbs depending on what you mean when you say I miss or I missed. Before we jump in though, I just want to let you know that this video, like many others, has been inspired by a common mistake that I notice a lot of people who are learning Italian tend to make. But of course, if you have a question about anything else, you can feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. Express your doubt, ask me anything, and I will make sure to get back to you. And maybe I will even create an episode just for you. Now, with that being said, let's jump into today's episode. To miss. In English, you could miss a person, you could be missing something from your pantry, therefore you need to go and buy it. You might miss a bus or a train. So you always use the same verb, but in Italian we actually have two main verbs, and that creates a lot of confusion for English speakers. We have the verb mancare and the verb perdere. Now, if I were to really boil it down and make sure that the distinction is as clear as possible for you, I would say that the verb mancare implies a temporary absence, while the verb perdere refers to a more permanent loss. Okay, let's imagine a scenario where you ran out of salt and you want to express that concept. In Italian, we would say I miss the salt. Which verb to miss would you use, mancare or perdere? Well, since it's super easy for you to go out and buy more, that's a temporary absence, so you would use the verb mancare. Now, careful there. The verb mancare behaves like the verb piacere. I don't know if that helps you or if that creates more confusion. All this is to say that the thing that you're missing is actually the subject. So you would say, to me, it misses the salt. Or from me, it is absent the salt. However you want to frame it in your head, the concept is that the salt, il sale, is your subject. So you would say, mi manca il sale, mi manca il sale, vado a comprarlo, right? I'll go and buy it. But it's a temporary absence because you can always replace it, you can always buy more, so mi manca il sale. Same thing when you want to express the fact that you're missing someone. That someone is the subject because you're using the verb mancare once more. It's a temporary absence. You're going to be reunited with that person eventually. And so you could say mi manca plus the name of the person or the role that the person has in your life. Mi manca Maria, but let's assume that Maria is your sister. You could say mi manca mia sorella. The concept is that mi manca, you're using the verb mancare because it's a temporary absence, and also you're conjugating mancare for the he or she person, or it in the case of the salt before, because it's that thing that is temporarily absent from your life that is the subject. Now, how would you behave if you missed the train? That is not a temporary absence. If you miss your train, I'm sorry to tell you, that train is gone. You might catch another one, but that specific train is gone. So that's a permanent loss. That's why we use the verb perdere, which is irregular when you go into the past, becomes ho perso. Ho perso il treno. Ho perso il treno. Ero in ritardo e ho perso il treno. I was late, ero in ritardo e ho perso il treno, and I lost the train. So the verb perdere, actually the primary meaning of perdere is to lose, and that's why we use it to mean to miss when we're talking about public transportation, for example, because if you miss your bus, if you miss your train, if you miss your flight, that is gone. You're not going to find it again. You can catch another one, but that specific form of transportation, that specific train, bus, or airplane is gone. So you actually lost it. Okay, let me give you one more example. Let's create a scenario and see if we can use both verbs. Of course, they're going to have different meanings. I just want you to be comfortable using both of them and understanding what the difference is in meaning. So, okay, let's assume that you are about to walk out, and if you're a woman like me, you're grabbing your purse, you're checking inside of your handbag if everything is there. Well, your wallet is missing. So if you say, mi manca il portafogli, that means that the wallet is missing from you, so you're missing it. It's a temporary absence though. Maybe you just left it in the other room. Oh, mi manca il portafogli. Just wait a second, I'll go grab it, and now I have it. If you're checking your purse and then you say, ho perso il portafogli, that's a moment of panic. You lost it. Maybe you left it last night at the bar. You don't really know, you misplaced it. You don't really know where it is. That could be a permanent loss. So when you look into your handbag, if you say mi manca il portafogli, that's an easy fix. You probably know where you left it, or you might be pretty sure that it's in the house, and you can ask that other person who's there with you, hey, can you help me looking for it? Mi manca il portafogli. Mi aiuti a cercarlo? Mi aiuti? Do you help me? Would you help me a cercarlo, to look for it? But if you open your handbag and you say, ho perso il portafogli, that's a moment where we need to start calling the credit card company and, blocking everything because you lost it. Now, I hope that this distinction is clear. I know that for English speakers that requires a bit of thinking behind this miss, which one am I going to use? Because as I said, in Italian, the two verbs mancare and perdere have completely different meaning, but if you keep in mind that mancare implies a temporary absence and perdere a permanent loss, you should be good to go. As usual, feel free to use the comment section below to create sentences, practice, so that you can get my feedback and we can assess right away if you're spot on or if you need additional examples or more explanations. So feel free, use it. That's your space. It's for you. And I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If so, don't forget to like it. And if you're new to the channel, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. And I will see you next week. Ciao, a presto.